The laws of nature are mathematical thoughts of God was a statement given by one of the most prominent mathematicians in the world, Euclid, often considered as a father of geometry. Geometry is around us all the time. It involved in our day-to-day life that we don't even notice it. If you ask me how, I'll write something on the board. Now, this are drawn with these diagrams. So these diagrams contain some geometrical shapes as you are already aware of them. So look at this all what data house with different shapes, a cylinder, a container, a dustbin, or an aeroplane or a car. So these are a symbolized work of geometry. So you may not notice the geometry in these aspects, but there is geometry among them. History of geometry will take us to the curious world of shapes. From ancient times, people were aware of geometry and used it in day-to-day life. It is believed that the people of ancient Egypt faced a problem every year. The problem was there was a Nile river. Near to the Nile river, the banks of Nile rivers, there was a human habitation of Egypt. So the habitations, so they have separated their lands for the cultivating work or the peaceful work or some work. The river used to flood every year. Whenever it flooded, so it is used to destroy the boundaries of this land where these lands are near to the river. This put the land owners in the problem. After the flood, the boundaries of the land dissolve in a way they can't identify their land boundaries. So nobody would know which part of land belonged to whom. So this resulted in so much confusion. As this was an annual problem, they come up with a brilliant idea with a system of measuring land. So after measuring, redistribute to the respective people. So after the flood. So this system of measuring was one of the key factors that gave birth to the word geometry, which we study today. In Indus Valley civilization, the civilization of ours, around the year 3000 BCE, also made use of geometry. Their cities were well planned, houses had different structural rooms, well planned roads, and good drainage system. I don't believe so this would happen without the concept of geometry. So our Indians too know geometry around 3000 BCE. The word geometry itself comes from a combination of two Greek words, geo and metre. So here geo means earth, or you can say land, and metre means a measurement. So this helping me to define a geometry is, so geometry is a Earth's measurement. So keep this thing in your mind, don't forget it. So you can define it, you can define geometry in a single statement. What a geometry is? The geometry is just a land measurement or Earth's measurement. The geometry we study on a paper today was the solution for the problems faced by the ancient people. The ancient Egyptians were used geometry to build constructions of house, pyramids, and to design granaries. So granaries means to store some grapes, what they will grow. All these concepts and mathematical knowledge or geometrical knowledge were collected and put it to the single form and write a book on this by a most prominent mathematician, as I mentioned earlier, was a Euclid. He named this book as The Elements. It has 13 volumes. And one of the interesting fact about this book is this was the second printed book in the world when the printing has been started next to the Bible. The book Element contains definitions, axioms, postulates and proofs which are helpful to proving some other things in the complex geometry. I will try to cover some important definitions, axioms and postulates from his book and will help you in solving and proving a theorems to make our geometry a clear understanding. So in my next video, I will try to explain the basic concepts of geometry with the help of the book The Elements, which got 13 volumes there. So in this session, we are discussed about the origin and expansion of geometry. So the geometry has been started with the help of Greeks. So then it expands to Arabs. Arabs to what? Finally came to an English. So among these three scenarios, even Indians have given more contribution to the geometrical world. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe and stay learning, and don't forget to subscribe.